Morning guys, Hackett Single Figures here, how are you all doing? Down at Howley Hall today, come for another lesson with Ryan. So let's go inside, let's get into the Performance Centre and see what he's got planned for the day. Live it up, live it up, live it up. Right, so we're down here at the Performance Centre with Ryan. Going to have a lesson and we're going to be using Trackman 4 as always with Ryan. And yeah, what we're going to be working on today, Raz?
Well, we're going to have a bit of a look at what you've been doing over the last few weeks. Hopefully you've improved a little bit. We did a bit of short game last time, we'll have a bit of a talk about that. But then we'll have another look at your golf swing. I know you've mentioned a few things that you weren't very happy about last time you played, so let's get stuck in and get you sorted out.
Cool, awesome.
I would say it's got a little bit steep again, and through the ball it looks a little bit messy as well. So I think we can work on that. Follow through something that we were talking about working on, isn't it? Because that kind of flying left elbow position on the way through is something that we want to get rid of. We want to get more extension through to the target, get that club a bit higher and a bit more sort of over your shoulders at the end of the swing. So. But that stems from, you know, a good downswing position as well. So we've got to try and get that better so the club's delivered properly and then goes through to the target more, haven't we? So I think that takeaway position that we've got, like I say, it's a little bit steep. When we've looked at it before, we've really tried to get the hands kind of to feel more behind you, haven't we? Yeah. So that last swing there was better. But really, through the ball, what we want to see is that the arms, instead of, as we look at them here, it's a decent position, but we want them to keep going towards the target there.
Yeah, rather than coming.
Yeah, you see that left elbow is already trying to pop out, isn't it? It should be, that should be more tucked in, and I just think at the end of the swing it just looks a bit, I don't know. Kind of looks a bit staged, the position you get into.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Just all feels really
Loose.
just floppy and...
Yeah, exactly, yeah. I think we've just got to work on that top of the backswing position a little bit, and also how we transition that into downswing as well, because they're all still a little bit kind of low and left, and we've got to, I think we've got to work on that takeaway position. I'd say, like I've said to you before, shortening backswing is not a bad thing. I think if we were to get it into a more, it's just a slightly flatter position there, and then really feel like we're throwing the club towards the target on the way through, so it's extending through to where you want it to go more. And as a sort of finish position, I'd want it to feel a bit more, instead of it getting there and sort of into here, let's try and get more sort of extension here, get the club higher and more over your shoulder, that kind of a position there. So we get the club going here, up, keep it going up, get it over your shoulder properly, get into that Ben Hogan finish position at the end. Live it up, live it up, live it up. that looks tons better, don't you think? I mean, if we look at the golf swing, it's good. It gets underneath, works through to the target more, and not all that weight shifting left through it, is it? So if we just get it to strike here, right, and if we just click through, see arms are going more towards the target. That left arm hasn't popped out already like it was before. Yeah, it keeps going, still hasn't come out, still just there, hasn't it? Yeah, which is much later on than it was happening before. Better finish position. I think that looks good. Yeah. Much better, and we can see on the actual shot there, dynamic loft, if we look at the numbers, 23 degrees we're getting on it. Path has stayed pretty much the same. Face is good, but if we're looking at like the height of the shot, so where are we here? Height 83 feet there. When we compare that to some of the earlier shots, look, 60 feet that one's gone, and 58, 55, 59, and those last few, 83, 67, a little bit lower, 71, but they're creeping up, aren't they? They're getting higher. Yeah, exactly, yeah. So, you know, from there, 83, we've gone nearly 23 feet, haven't we, higher than some of the ones before, so. That's good. Bit of a push, but proper flight, and it's a shot that isn't going to run miles when it lands like the ones before. So we've got just less than 9 yards between where it's landed and where it's finished on that one, whereas some of the early ones there's like 20 to 25 yards difference, which is not what we want with an iron, is it? Yeah, exactly. And like we've said when we first started, our bad shot, we want to make it that bit of a push, don't we? If that's the worst one you ever hit with an iron, that's fine. I mean, that's finished 55 feet right of target. So yes, it's Mr. Green, but it's not in a massive amount of trouble, is it? So that one that goes left, going left, is the one that's ending up sort of 70 to 80 feet left of target. Good, that's lovely. Really, really nice. Good shot. This is very, very simple what we've changed, isn't it? It's not nothing massive, there's no huge swing change, it's just that feeling of extending through towards the target and throwing the club more towards where you want the ball to go. Come on then, let's hit some drivers.
We're really not friends at the minute. I have.
Is that why you left it in the car?
Yeah. Honestly, I used to love this club so much, and it just feels so inconsistent at the minute.
You just can't wait for an F8, can you? That's what it is.
Exactly, yeah. Waiting for that does look. I can't wait for you to get those F8s in for me to try.
It'll be good.
They do look mint.
Next week, Kev.
Next week.
Not bad.
I just have absolutely no confidence with it at all. And actually, the left shots with this, they're far more
destructive.
But they're far more often as well.
Oh, right, okay. Adds a bit of loft and neutralise that weight so it's not a draw, because that's the last thing you want. I seem to remember when you got fitted for it, you were cutting it a bit, weren't you?
Yeah. I felt better.
Yeah, it's gone. It's carried further straight away, isn't it? It's good.
The strike just felt better.
Yeah. I think with those drivers that you move weights around in, sometimes when you get them in the heel or the toe, even though they're helping with draw or fade bias, not having that weight secured, particularly on a rail like that, straight behind the hitting area. So when you've got it behind the sweet spot, which is where I've moved it, it kind of makes the whole head of the driver feel a bit more solid. So when it comes off the face, certainly with the Cobra one I've got at the minute, that F7, you can obviously put the weight back, front, or in the heel, and that sounds so much better, doesn't it? Whenever you put it in the heel or at the back, the driver feels and sounds a bit clunky and a bit tinny, whereas when you move the weight at the front, the heaviest one, it kind of like makes the head feel more solid, if that makes sense. But you know, that certainly sounds better now, doesn't it? And we're getting a few more yards out of it, which is good.
Certainly feels better, doesn't it?
Good. That's the longest carry we've had, and yeah, 240 total, which is good. Spin's a little bit high, but we can always sort that out. Not your best strike, but all of a sudden your club speed's gone up about 3 or 4 miles an hour as well, which
It's weird, isn't it?
the only explanation I can think is it might feel a bit better weight-wise in your hands,
it does.
or maybe you're just more confident with it. I don't know. So you're hitting it a bit hard.
Definitely feels better when it's. I think maybe the weight. Maybe it's the weight thing. That's. Do you know what that is? That's messing around, tampering with it. 'Cause it wasn't set like that.
Right.
When I had it fitted, it was in the middle.
Yeah. I mean, just looking at what your bad shot is, you know it's going to go left. Why the hell have you put the weight in the heel? Do you know what I mean? It just sounds so much better.
Well, since you've done that, they've all gone. Alright, they're not going huge distances, but
The straighter. It's a minimal change, and it could be a complete placebo effect, really. But if it makes you hit the ball straighter, who cares?
This is always the danger with these adjustable clubs these days, is that.
Oh, I see it all the time. No, absolutely not. I mean, I fit people all the time, and you get them come back for a lesson or something because they've been hitting. Does that come loose? Because they've been hitting a driver, and all of a sudden they can't hit it, and it's not in anywhere near the setting that I put it in when I gave it to them.
Exactly.
So I mean, it's.
And there are so many people like me that are guilty of doing that. You just can't help but you tamper with stuff. It's like, why would you do it? You don't.
What I would say is when you get fitted by someone who knows what they're doing, they will give you the club that's going to help you the majority of the time that you play. Now, that doesn't mean that sometimes you go out and you might have a driver that's set for draw, and then some days you might go and hook it all the way around. Now, we're not accounting for that, and that doesn't mean that all of a sudden you should then whack the weight in the toe and make it a fade bias driver because you've had one round where you've hit it left. You just carry on using it. If it's a swing change that you've made or something that's happened in your technique, then yeah, absolutely, we'll go back and have a look at it. Good shot. But really, what we're trying to do when we fit a driver is fit for the swing that's coming out more often. With the best will in the world, unless you're an unbelievably good player, every swing you do is not the same. So we're trying to almost fit for the bad shot and stop it going as bad, but also make sure that your good ones go well as well.
Well, the strike is so much better.
It just sounds different class.
It does, doesn't it? And I've said that to people who've been playing with it, like, it just sounds weird, doesn't it?
Yeah, it did. The first few, they just sound really tinny and horrible, don't they? But you've saved it from eBay for another week.
Yeah. So there you go, kids. Don't mess with your golf clubs. See the professionals.
Don't mess with your clubs.
So guys, there we go, another lesson with Ryan Dunn. Yeah, it was good for him to have a check on my swing. I've been struggling a little bit with it, so good to come back to those things that we're working on and yeah, continuing to focus on that. So, and by the end of it, I was hitting it really well. And I think the interesting thing was the driver, which I've struggled with massively, You know, like I said in the video earlier, the last time I played, I didn't even use it. I didn't even put it in my bag because I'm so underconfident with it. And Ryan literally moved the weight back to where it should be because I'd meddled with it, and it immediately made a big difference. Okay, I'm not hitting anywhere near as far as I need to be, but the strike was a lot better, and from him doing that, I hit everything so much better. So yeah, that is why you should always go and see your local pro and don't try and mess with stuff yourself. So there you go, guys. Hope you enjoyed that lesson. As always, I'll put the links below for Ryan, for his social and for his website. If you want to get in touch with Ryan, anything golf related, whether that's lessons, custom fitting, make sure you just drop him a message. He'll always help people out. And I think Raz is awesome. So any questions or anything golf related like that, you know, comment on this video, any drills or anything that you need or things you're struggling with, and I'll ask Raz at the next lesson, and maybe he can give you guys some little drills you could be doing to help your game as well. And he won't even charge you for that, so how cool is that? So yeah, comment below, let me know if there's anything you guys want to ask Ryan, and I'll do that next time I'm with him. So for now, that is me done. Hope you enjoyed the video, and if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, click below and subscribe, and yeah, follow me on this journey to single figures. Thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate it loads.